A very good morning to Madam Norfaiza. Today, my team will be present the PBT1 for the introduction to network. So my name is Thiruvarsan Siva and my registration number is 25DDT 20F 2054. And my teammates are Devanan Analaki Sivaperumal and also Sharmidas Analaki Marimuthu. So first of all, I will read the question. CLO2. Build small network with an appropriate network device for a given situation. So the given situation or the background or the scenario is your company get a new task from Miss Lina to build and install a network for Soho small office home office due to the movement control order, which is MCO, of COVID-19. She has one router and she wants to separate the network for her own office, husband's office, son's room, and for wireless connection. The wireless network is used to laptops and smartphones. By using the network address 192.168.40.0/24, and you need to subnet the network by 8 group. You need to fulfill table 1 provided. As the notes, they give the one router PTMT that need to add 4 PT router NM1 CGE interface port and then 4 switches, one wireless router, 3 personal computer, and then one laptop that need to change the Ethernet port to wireless card. And also we use a smartphone. Okay, so now we will calculate the subnet. So the given subnet was the 8. So the calculation of subnet is 2 power of n. So 8 equal to 2 power of n. So we need to find the n. So the n will be by using calculator is 3. So 2 power of 3 is 8. So the 3 is the network bit. We will put the 3 network bit here and others we will let be the host bit. So this third one, the calculation of this was 2 power of 5, which is equal to 32. We will apply this 32 to find the IP address for the later use. So the subnet will be 255.255.224, which is calculated by using this 111.00000 zeros. So next we will calculate the IP address. The given IP address was 192.168.40.0. Okay. So the second IP address will be, we will add the 32 at the behind of the IP address given. So the next IP address will be 192.168.40.32. So this will be continue until the last 192.198.40.256 IP address. So this is the subnet calculation. So now we move to the step 1, calculate and make subnetting table. The subnet the 192.168.40.0/24 network into the appropriate number of subnets. Complete the table 1 below. So just now we find all the IP address. Find the IP address just now. So we will apply the all IP address and paste it here. So just now was 192.168.40.0 was the first, and then lastly we will put the 192.168.40.224 IP address. So next we will find the broadcast address first. So the broadcast address for subnet 1 will be the 192.168.40.31, because the second subnet will use the 32 IP address, so which will be the last IP address for subnet 1 will be broadcast address. And then we will find the last usable host address, which will before a number of broadcast address, which will be like 192.168.40.31 will be the last. So and the last will be used by the broadcast address, so we will put the 30 as the last usable host address. For the first usable, we will add 1 as the first usable host address for subnet 1. So like this we will do until the subnet 8. So like that we will fill up all the IP address and the subnetting table by this way. So after this, Dave will be start to present. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Devanan. My metric number 25 DDT 20F2063. I am from DDT 2C. Okay, this is step 2, set up network topology on packet tracer. Okay, this is the network setup. PC Lina, switch Lina, PC husband, switch husband, home router, switch sun, switch PC sun, switch wireless, wireless router, laptop and smartphone. Okay, this is step 3.1, configure switch. Okay, number 1, A, set hostname switch Lina, switch husband, switch sun, and switch wireless. Okay, firstly, you must go into CLIA, switch enable, switch configure terminal, and then enter hostname switch Lina, and then exit. Number 2, set password for user mode class. Switch Lina, configure terminal, line console 0, password class, login, exit, exit. And then C and D, set password for privileged mode Cisco and set password for remote telnet Cisco. Configure T, enable secret Cisco, exit. And then E, encrypt all plain text password. So switch Lina, configure T, service password encryption, and then type exit. And then for add banner mode, enter text message. Okay, you type do not enter without permission hashtag. Okay, step 3.2, configure router. Set hostname home router. Okay, this is the command for configure router. Enable config t hostname home router and then type exit. And then for set password for user mode class is config t line console 0 password class login and then type exit, and one more time you click exit for exit from configure. And then set password for privilege mode Cisco. Okay, home router, configure terminal, and then enable secret Cisco, and then type command exit for exit from the configure terminal, and then encrypt all plain text password. So home router, configure terminal, the command for encrypt all plain text password is service password encryption. Home router, exit. Okay, this is a packet tracer. After we set configure switch and configure router. Okay, let's now we see switch Lina is complete or not. Click switch Lina, type your command show run. Okay, let's see. Okay, password all encrypt already, and then we add banner mode do not enter without permission. Okay, for switch Lina is done. Okay, we check for switch husband CLIA. Okay, we enter password, enable, and password again, and then type command show run. Okay, for switch husband is done, password all encrypt already, and then okay, done. And then for switch sun CLIA, enter your password, enable, okay, show run. Okay, for password it's already encrypted, and then for banner mode do not enter without permission is done. Okay, for switch LAN is done, we configure, and then for switch wireless, we enter the password, well, and password again. Okay, type show run. Okay, we already encrypt for switch wireless password, and then banner mode is already we put, do not enter without permission. Okay, for switch wireless is done. Okay, now we check for home router configure. Show run. Okay, okay, the host name we set home router, and then the password is already encrypted. Okay, for home router configure is done.
Hello, my name is Shalvin Raj. So today I'm going to continue to present step 4.1, assign the subnets to the network in topology you create using table 1, this table 1, subnetting table. So here got 4 questions, A, B, C, D. For this all our switches, which is Lina, husband, son, wireless, we will use the same subnet mask, which is 255.255.255.224. Okay, now we are moving to step 4.2 using the following guidance to assign IP address. For LAN connection, assign the first usable IP address as gateway of each network that connected to router. So you can see this home router and the LAN connection interface 0123. So you can use IP address, the following IP address that written in this table 2, which is as usual 192.168.40.1 and following by G10, 33, 65 and 97. And for second, assign the second usable IP address to switches. So here will be the switches SW Lina, SW husband, SW son, SW wireless. So for this second usable IP will be at 1 from this IP address, which is we found from this home router. So there will be +1, 2, 34, 66, 98, and following by the default gateway 1, 33, 65 and 97. And C, assign the last usable IP address to the host PC. So here will be the PC Lina, PC husband, and also PC son. So we can see over here for the last usable host address for the PC actually. And moving to assign the second last usable, and also sorry, for D, assign the third usable IP address to the wireless router. So I choose this 192.168.40 and 3, and also following by the default gateway 1.9 192.168.40.1. And for the last one, assign the second last usable and last usable IP address to the laptop and also the smartphone. So here will be the IP address for the laptop and also the mobile, which is 125, and also following by mobile 126, and the default gateway will be always the same 1.9 192.168.40.97. So that's it for.
Okay, so now I will continue the step 5. Assign IP address to devices and verify connectivity. So A is configure IP addressing on router LAN interface. I set interface IP address for G0 0/0, 10, 20 and also for 30. So for this, we will first go to the home router CLI, then we will enter the password that we have created. Then we will go to the router enable config t, and the router after the passwords we will need to enter config t. So it will go to the configuration command. So after that we will type int interface, which is interface G00, enter, then it will go into the int interface line. So here we have to command IP address, and the IP address of the interface G00 we must put here, which is 192.168.40.1. and then we also have to put the subnet mask 255 255 255 then 224 and then enter. Then to save it we must use the command no shutdown and then exit. For the next interface we have to put the same commands like we do in command for interface G00. So you can see I can show you that after the exit command the router is still in config T, so we can just go through in the config and enter interface G1/0, which will go into the line interface G10. So there we can use the same command as IP address and the IP address for the G10 and then subnet mask and then no shutdown to save it and then exit. Like that we will use to interface G20 and also for interface G30. So next will be B. Configuring IP addressing on all switches. Set IP address for VLAN 1. So here I put just one of the switch that I have used. So all the comments are same for all switches. So I just put one of the example picture here. So you can see in switch we must enable then enter password. Switch then the command is switch config T. After that go into the int VLAN 1. So we must enter the command int VLAN 1 and then it will go into the int VLAN 1 line. Then we must enter IP address and the IP address for the switch hasp and then the subnet mask is 255.255.224. So to save it as usual no shutdown and then exit. So these are the commands that use to set the IP address on all switches. So we must put this comment on other switches too. So next, I will set the IP address for default gateway. As same as the all switches, we must use these same comments on all switches. But I just put only one of these switches picture here to show the commands. So in switch we must config T as usual, and then in config T we must put the IP default gateway command and the gateway address here. And then exit. That's all for set IP address default gateway. So we must do this for all switches. So next will be C, configure wireless router. First set IP address. We go into the wireless router, the GUI, and then we must edit the IP address here. So we must put the IP address which we know 192.168.40.3, and then we must also edit the subnet mask 255.255 and 255.244. This will be the set the IP address for wireless router. Next will be set network name SSID as PBT Wi-Fi group number. Here after we do the set IP address, we go to the wireless here and then the basic wireless setting network book mix as they given. So here network name SSID they will give the default, so we must clear that and edit into the name we want. I just put the PBT Wi-Fi here. So that's all for set the network name SSID as PBT Wi-Fi. Next, set authentication web password as ABCDEF1234. So here after we do that we go to the So after that we go to the wireless security section. Then we must change this to WEP. So it will ask the key one. So we must put the password or the key as ABCDEF1234 as they given in the question. So next will be configure IP address on hosts. The first is set static IP address including the default gateway to all PC name the PC as the PC Lina, PCS, PC Sun. Okay, here we will go to the all of the PCs. I just put the pictures of all of the PCs that I've edited or set the IP address, subnet mask, and then the gateway. So we go to PC, then in desktop we will go to the IP configuration section. Then we will change into static. Then in IPv4 address we will put the IP address that we already listed in the table. Then we will edit the subnet mask and the default gateway also. So this will be the set the static IP address for the PCs. So you can see here I just changed all of the PCs IP address, subnet mask and gateway. So we go to the next. So number 2 is set static IP address including the default gateway to laptop and smartphone. Like the computer just now, we must go to the laptop desktop IP configuration. We change to static. Then we set the IP address that we listed in the table as 192.168.40.125, and then the subnet mask and default gateway also as the listed in the table below. For smartphone, same as the laptop, we go to the desktop IP configuration and then we set to static. Then we set the IP address which we listed in the table, and then also for the subnet mask and the default gateway. Next will be connect the smartphone with wireless router. To connect the smartphone, we must go to the smartphone and then config go for the interface wireless 0, and we must edit the SSID name default to the name we changed it just now, which was PBT Wi-Fi. And then the authentication we must change to web, which we was already changed the web in the wireless router. So the key will be ABCDEF1234 as we said as in the wireless router just now. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, hello guys, my name is Sharvin Raj. Today I'm going to present about table 3, ping. So first one, PC Lina, the source, and 2 destination is PC husband, and you can see the screenshot of the result. Moving to next one, PC husband, which second destination is PC son, and here the result of the connectivity. So third one, PC husband to switch son, and here the result of the connectivity, as you can see. And moving to the fourth, PC son to switch Lena, so this will be the result of the connectivity. And the fifth one, smartphone connect to the laptop, and here you can see the result. The sixth one, laptop to switch wireless, and here will be the result here. The seventh one, laptop to home router, and here will be the result. So that's it from us. Thank you.